Good afternoon and welcome to Shavings and Cravings. It's a beautiful December afternoon and it's a perfect day to set up our newest acquisition to the Shavings and Cravings smoker fleet. Today we're going to set up the new Smoke Boss or Pit Boss 5 Series smoker. Got it on a sale for Black Friday. Figured, why not? So let's get to unboxing it and putting it together and doing the burnout process. We'll see how easy that is. First, I want to thank you for watching this video. If you like this kind of content of me doing things that I am not an expert in, click subscribe. And if you want to get notifications on when I post my next video, go ahead and click the little bell icon. Overall, the packaging inside of the box was very well packaged and segregated. Each part, annoyingly, was wrapped in its own little plastic wrap, but other than that, it was fairly uneventful getting it out of the box. The instructions are well made, whereas it explains exactly what order you need to do things, and the assembly was actually quite simple, only requiring a Phillips head screwdriver and a wrench occasionally. As for how I decided to go with this smoker, it was a combination of things. My existing Camp Chef one worked great, with the exception of I couldn't fit much on the grill at one time, and so if I wanted to do multiple pork bellies of bacon, it would take me a long time to smoke them all. So this vertical smoker with like the 5 or 6 racks that are inside of it will make that process much easier and much faster for when I'm making bacon. The other factor was the price. Academy had this on sale, and I believe there was an extra Ebates that saved me like an extra 20%, so that helped. This thing has a massive pellet capacity of like 55 to 60 pounds. It came in really handy when I did a brisket on this thing, and I did not have to worry about it overnight running out of pellets. And each shelf is adjustable and removable, so if you're putting a large thing like a turkey in there, you can take out racks, or if you wanted to put everything really close together for small things like wings, you can totally do that. Prior to the first smoke, you need to do a burn-in process, and that involves turning it on and pushing and holding down the prime button until the hopper the burn pot fills with pellets, and then it will ignite. Here I am looking at the display in the sun, trying to see it. That's one of the drawbacks. It's kind of hard to see in bright sun, but if you hold your hand over it, you can see it pretty well. But the process is easy. Push and hold prime, and the auger will start to direct the pellets down into the burn pot. Once the pellets fill the burn pot, it will begin to ignite, and then you will need to turn the temperature up to 350 degrees and allow that to burn off for I think at least 30 to 40 minutes, it says in the manual. Here I am placing the racks in there to also do the burn off on those. Once you close it up, just turn the dial to the desired temperature. In this case, it'll be 350. It'll show you right on the display what you've selected and what the current temperature actually is, and it will start to boost the temperature. You can see the smoke already starting to generate inside of the smoke box. The glass window is really nice to be able to see in. However, I've noticed after cooking a brisket that it did yellow quite a bit, so I'm not sure how useful it will be after a few heavy smokes, or if I'm just gonna have to clean it every time, but we'll see how that goes. As the burn off was happening, I was also going to get my wings ready because that was going to be the initial cook on this machine. So I went inside and salt and peppered a bunch of wings to get them ready to throw on this bad boy. Placed the wings inside the smoker and put it on the smoke setting, I believe is what it was, which gave it, I think, about a 170, 165 temperature for a couple hours. Let them get that delicious, I believe I was using hickory for these wings, and then we went ahead and pumped it up to about 350 to crisp up the skin. And here it is with the temperature pumped up, and you can see the skin is getting nice and delicious looking. These came out great, and it was a perfect test for this smoker. My wife really enjoys her smoked wings, and I have a feeling we're going to be making plenty of those as time goes on. And apparently the cat also likes the smell of smoked wings, because I think Excelsior is coming to take a visit. You can see her in the reflection in the window right there as I'm doing these glamour shots. And hey X, how you doing? What are you up to? Alright, checking out the new smoker. Yep, you can see the firebox going pretty good right there. It was a cold evening when I was doing this, and it did keep the heat fairly well. The next experience I had with the brisket was also quite chilly, and it kept temperature nice, so it is fairly well consistent in its temperature. Here's some more glamour shots of those wings and the firebox doing its thing down below. The pull-out shelves are quite nice. If you had a large slab of meat, you can pull them out, and they stay, fairly stable, so that you can flip meat and whatnot. In this case, the wings were quite small, but it was very nice not to be able to have to squeeze through them. I'm not sure if I'll keep all the shelves in at all times or what. Kind of depends on my usage. One thing that I'm not super excited about is this one does not have a burn pot dump like the Camp Chef does. So all the ash and everything will stay in the bottom of the burn pot or the bottom of the smoker, whereas the Camp Chef, you were able to open a gate and it would dump off into a little bucket. This is going to be something I need to get used to, and it's just more of a maintenance task that I wish they would take from Camp Chef, but it may be patented. Overall, I think this is going to be a great smoker. I'll let you know if it lives up to my ideas that I had for it, and just stay tuned and look for future videos. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you on the next one.